guys, hello, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hello my friends, how are you? I hope everyone is safe and well. I just want to advertise real quick the jewelry that we still have. You can find them over at Universal Power Jewelry on Instagram. If you're interested in that, this is charged jewelry. You can also buy it just because it's pretty. You don't have me charge it, but if you would like me to charge it with an intention that is especially for you, plus a mini reading, you'll find all the details down below and all the links also. Of course, I'm offering private readings and also mentorship and higher guidance coaching calls. If you're interested in one of those, be my guest. Also, the fellow seekers are coming together on Monday. If you're interested, Monday the 16th of August, this is. So check it out, everything in the community tab and also down below in the description box. All right, just wanted to put it out there. The topic of today's pick-a-card reading is, are you on the right path? And for this reason, I actually chose for my private decks to come in because I thought it was important, because I know a bunch of people are struggling either financially with staying on their path, as am I, by the way, so it may happen that next month the readings won't come out as regularly because I need it. Actually, I have 3 more jobs coming up right now because I just need to kick into gear really fast. And I've seen it all over the collective as well, that lots of things are happening. People need to get jobs, need to change jobs. What's happening? And so we often ask ourselves, am I still on the right path? And it's for you guys that this reading is here. Also, it could happen to be a relationship reading as well. We'll find out as we go, all right? So let me start. Pile number 1 here is with this glass crystal, and it's Elena Fairchild's Earth Warrior deck that we have right here. This is pile number 1. Pile number 2 is actually something my son made. So this little fellow here, and the Isis Oracle. And you just please go with whatever you resonate with. And then we have the Lightworkers Oracle with the pink panda right here. Okay? So you can pause the reading if you so wish, and I'll see you at your respective pile. Timestamps down below. All right, bye. Hi, pile number 1. If you have chosen the crystal and the Earth Warrior Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild, then this is your reading. The card that I pulled for you so far has the number 8, and it reads Uluka Vahini. She who rides the owl brings justice. So the owl may have special significance for you in your life. I'm also getting the sun card because her headdress really reminds me strongly of the sun. There's a sense of injustice, of course, right? That you may be perceiving within our world. And I'm going to read this card to you in a second. But she's also like the high priestess. She's the one who knows, who stands in her power. So, yeah. She who rides the owl brings justice. I am the goddess of karma, wealth, and balance. I come to correct adharma, that which is dark, unnatural, and against nature, life, love, and goodness. I redress the misuse of wealth and power. I enact divine justice and restore divine order. Trust in the innocence of your own soul and fear not, for I am ever watchful, and my power brings truth. Divine justice is always brought to bear. Don't waste your valuable time and energy worrying about people getting away with things. It's not possible. Everything is balanced out by karma in the long run. If you feel down or depressed, take action immediately to reconnect to joy, healing energy, and vitality of spirit. All things are measured and metered by clear divine vision, and your job is to put your faith in the work of the divine, whilst you tend to your own journey with trust and commitment. The spiritual guidance here is, from the perspective of those with awakened hearts, the world can sometimes appear to be a disturbing and frightening place, where negative activity leads to prosperity, whilst good and worthy people struggle and suffer. It may appear that those who have wisdom are barely heard, against angry people with fear in their hearts are afforded attention and power. It may seem that what matters most is tended to the least, whilst destructive purposes gain mass support and constructive causes struggle to maintain existence. It is very easy with such a view of things for the pure of heart to become angry, bitter, and despairing. However, you are meant to be a light in this world. And it is important that you allow Great Spirit to support you in this task. Safeguarding your state of mind is essential for you to accomplish your life purpose. If you get caught up in negative thinking, as may happen from time to time, allow Great Spirit to guide you back to the truth of your inner light. Remember that the divine is more powerful than any nightmare created by human darkness. You don't have to deny the dark side of human nature or its manifest consequences for the health of the planet, but you do need to keep yourself secure within the light so that you can effectively fulfill your destiny as an earth warrior. Joy, happiness, and peace will not diminish your motivation to serve love. Rather, they will ensure you have enough energy to do so effectively. Yeah, that's that. I'll actually attach the healing process here because there is a healing process to it. I'll attach it to Instagram, so you can just scroll through if you're interested to do the invocation here, the healing process, because it'll take too much time. I'll attach it over on Instagram, okay? I'll attach the picture, and then you can do it if you'd like to. So, are you on the right path? I'm feeling a strong yes, you are. There's a sense of, like, stay on that path. Stay on that path. Don't waver. Like the left or right thing is coming up here by what you see, and that often happens on our awakening journeys. The more we get in touch with our own light, the more darkness we sometimes tend to see because we're ready for it. We're strong enough on this journey, but this is not easy to see. I'm giving you the example of myself with the child trafficking. It's horrific. It's horrific. And to the point where I sometimes have a hard time staying centered within myself because of it, because I can't believe that this is even allowed to exist, and I immediately want to do away with it. And you may feel kind of the same, maybe in this area, maybe in another area. And when you have a lot of power, you kind of are tempted or might be tempted to use that power to condemn whoever it is or whoever did you wrong, let's say, because there is this temptation, and that's human nature as well. So please don't condemn yourself if that's what's happening to you currently on your path. If you're experiencing, that feeling of, I really want to retaliate in that direction, which is okay too. I can feel this too. I'm like, yes, I want to retaliate. Yes. And I just last night had that thought, I want to set that house on fire. It's like, not literally, of course, but I have the power to actually do that by now. But and this is free will too. My guides will not tell me not to do it because this is free will. But I know from my own experiences and from that I don't really know much about anything. The more I learn about stuff, the more I know nothing about anything. So I just have to trust spirit. But this can sometimes be a really tough thing to do here, and I'm believing this is exactly what you're facing right now. So yes, so I want to pull some more cards on your specific topic here, Pal 1, to see what wants to come out for you, because this can be like quite the struggle, and especially if you're asked then from this place to step back into alignment and into joy. Oh, whoa, the Forest Lovers can be tricky to do, but I really recommend, again, from own experience, to move through the cycle, and we'll get to that in a second, and feel those feelings that you're feeling, because they most likely have a message for you of some kind, but also work simultaneously on coming back to joy. Because this can go deep again. You can crash with these feelings. And this is not, I'm not like prophesizing you're going to crash. What I'm saying is be mindful and be careful that you go back into that joyous state, even if it's just for a little bit. But this, it almost feels like effort for a little bit until you almost, I want to say, snap out of it. It's about the present moment. Sometimes these things occur only for a short period of time, let's say. If this is something that I know, like child trafficking is happening like all around the clock. But let's say a traumatic event in your life happened, and this is a one-time thing, right? A one-time thing, I want to describe it that way. And then you take it further though, and that's where the suffering kind of comes in, because we're carrying that around with us. So it's like, instead of being 10 minutes a day, which is the actual event, let's say, right? I'm just giving you an example, okay? It's not the specific situation. We're carrying it around 24/7 instead of those 10 minutes, and that's where the suffering occurs, because we're not able to let go for one reason or the other. And yeah, again, this is human nature. Please don't blame yourself, because that's only like gonna make matters worse. Really, you want to have a look at this. So you're starting out with the Forest Lovers with the number 6. I mean, I immediately got soulmate. So either you just met someone or you're going to meet someone. It could also very much attest to your internal state here. You're very aligned person in general is what I'm getting with this. The divine feminine, divine masculine within yourself, that's the marriage. And the third energy that they are creating here. There's also a strong bond with nature that I can see here. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is getting deep. I kind of had a feeling it was going to get deep, those readings. 7 of Vessels with the Morning. And then immediately these go together. I didn't see that that one came out. The Ace of Stones, the foundation of life. So, kind of had a feeling. So what you're experiencing now within the lives of someone else, or what you're seeing outside in the world, is also something that you already went through, and that you may have been at much closer proximity. It may have happened to yourself. Let's say we're staying with the topic of child trafficking. I don't know why it's coming through so strongly, but here it is, okay? So I'm going to use it. I hope it's okay for you. So you may be seeing this and maybe really feeling triggered by this and be like, oh my God, we need to change. We need to do something. Like, this is, it has to go. Like, this is, I can't bear it. This is terrible, which it is. It absolutely is. And in another lifetime, you may have been victim of exactly that. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a thing that became less and less with the lifetimes, and your perpetrators may not have gotten their punishment, I almost want to say. I know this is very human terms, but I kind of want to use that, especially with Uluka Vahini that came out here, she who brings the justice, right? Be sure this is not overlooked. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for it to take effect. Same with the healing that is occurring on your side here. So I'm getting strong past life vibes. Whatever it is that you're encountering here in your life, dear Pal One, you already been through it in a past life of yours, but you were very much closer to it. If you are currently very much close to something like that, then know that it'll play out over several lifetimes here, the whole thing. And there is mourning, like mourn that, like allow yourself, like I said, to move through that cycle. There's heart healing, but I'm also strongly getting root and sacral. So there could have been sexual, I'm calling it line stepping, but a violation of your sacredness in some form or another is what I'm getting with this. And mourn that, like cry about it, mourn it, be angry about it, like allow yourself those feelings are valid, they're legit. Like I said, they're here to tell you something, but they're also here to let go, you know, for you to let them go. This is also like the Ace of Stones, the foundation of life is so strong here, like that stone is not moved easily. This event, whatever it was or is, has been or will make you incredibly strong and like a foundation, a real rock, an immovable rock for others. And they're now drawing my attention to the Earth Warrior, all right? The warriors, they go through the fire, they go through initiation after initiation after initiation. They are strong as, I almost wanted to say the word, that's kind of like, with the context, it's not really appropriate. They're really strong, okay? Strong as hell. They're so strong because they went through hell, okay? And they survived. They're the real survivors. And they are making it through. And they're growing stronger and stronger and stronger. And those are huge change agents. Yeah, like if you're here and this is resonating with you, you're a huge change agent. If you don't feel that yet, it's going to come about, okay? Absolutely. Here we have another one, male and female energy, balance. And this is the thing with divine feminine and divine masculine energy here. Number 14, breaking down to a 5, by the way, is change. You know, when we've encountered, let's say, and I'm going to keep with that, I just thought about this morning. You know, the male violence and the female toxicity. and how we make that our own, even in family systems, right? And there can be all sorts of abuse in family systems as well, of course. So it may have even been very close to you in this lifetime, but in a different form. But it's a matter of really clearing this. And you are clearing this. You are clearing this. And it's, you know, that it's almost like you're standing up internally to that, to which whatever has happened. This made you so, so strong and so ready. It's like preparation, like, this is kind of weird to say it that way, but the message that I'm getting is like, this is a boot camp. This is hard. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is like, it's such a heavy thing that I'm having a hard time like transporting it to you. Boot camp for the Earth Warriors. They are made that way, but they're also made so strong to endure that, where others may have faltered and broken apart. This has actually helped you glue yourself back together in a way that others could not have. Like, you're made. How do I say that, Spirit? I'm being given several words that I don't know the translation for. It's like the material you're made out of is very, very special. I just got a Lord of the Ring reference. Mithril, or whatever the word is, you know, that armor, like the hardest material, the hardest armor, very special. I also just saw, you know, the Chinese, I believe, or in ancient culture, Asian culture, there's this, you know, technique, I've forgotten the name, where when something breaks, you put it back together, but you make the lines where it broke, you make them gold. So it's something very special, something that is cherished. And that's exactly the vibe I'm getting here from this. And now the owl is looking straight at me. It's like, oh my God, the fierceness in that. But then also the softness of the divine feminine. But also she's so able to put her foot down now. So able. King of Arrows, the Kingfisher. King of Arrows is the King of Swords. So that's the mental realm here. Very sharp. This could have to do with your spiritual path. You may have had a spiritual awakening, and hence you started like a huge healing process here. And you may not even have been aware that this was an actual like spiritual healing, or you know, an awakening that has happened to you until it really amped up and it kind of like just made sense to you all of a sudden. But this is being outspoken about it, and they're hovering above the water. You know, this bird can be clearly seen by anyone, and it's like, this bird is a stunner. If you've ever seen that one live, it's crazy. Like the blue they're shining, they're radiating, you cannot miss this bird. You cannot, and this is of course signifying you. Like, you cannot be missed here because of all the healing you've done, because of all the mourning that you've done. And you will speak your truth. No one will ever silence you ever again, is what I'm hearing with this. Never, ever again. The Seer with the number 2. So we have the number 2 here several times with the Forest Lovers, the two intertwining dragon snakes here, and then the Seer. And we have the Mace again. Jesus Christ, like, this is a meant to be. I don't know if you can see it. She has it right down here, and there's the Mace right there. So there are no wrong paths in no lifetime either. And this is the thing. We humans know so little about our own journeys and about the unfoldment, and we're shown like gradually what this actually is, like what this world is, what our lives is, what our missions are. It's not like they're presenting it to us and like, here you go, there's this book, read this is your life, this is how it works, like an instruction manual of some sort. It's being given step by step. Some of you truly are seers and have the ability to bring prophecies down, have the ability to channel, to bring your higher wisdom and the higher wisdom of your guides down to earth. Like really seeing, and this may have even been in your family line, you know, psychic, clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairaudient, etc. It may not have, you know, the people that have had that. I'm getting mostly women, although it could have been men just as much. You know, they may have had to suppress it or something like that, and you could have been one of the first ones in your line. This doesn't have to be, but that's what I'm getting for some of you for sure. That is actually bringing that forth and using their abilities in such a way, because you do have that ability and it runs in your family line. And there's so much strength here. It's like there's a sense of leaving that behind and starting something new. Yeah, so work your light, oracle, for you guys. Thanks. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Very fitting to our question, are you on the right path? Imrama, the language is so interesting because Ulukuvahini and Imrama, they sound so ancient to me. So as a child, there could be a possibility that you try to speak a language that no one understood or no one even knew that was a language. And this could have been part of it, either light language type of thing, or you're actually uttering another language that you used to speak, also in the very much in the realm of past life stuff. And a lot of water, a lot of soul energy here. And her in the card, she very much looks like the seer. Like she's standing there, she's having a good look at her surroundings. Some of you may have been up there in the higher realms to be granted that view of how things really are. Some of you, and this could be very specific, may have had like a near-death experience of some sort, is what I'm getting here. And hence you kind of like felt the immense power. There's an understanding here of those higher realms, but because you've seen it, it's nothing that you read, it's something that you actually experienced. Okay, Imrama. Just give me a second, because with this deck, some of you already know this. There are no numbers, so I always have to go looking. Here it is. 98. Oh, it's Celtic. The Celtic word Imrama means to journey, means a journey of the soul. A voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. Holy crap, this is what we said. This is confirmation. If you pull this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be to a physical ancient place or metaphoric. Oh my God. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planets as well. You're being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. This is where you're going to find a lot of release, by the way, a lot of relief and peace. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. Oh my God! I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place. Or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. Hold the card to your heart and say, may seeds of light long ago planted begin to rise. I am ready to remember ancient secrets from lands that my soul knows from times past. May I be held by the ancient lineages that my soul has served, and remember that I don't have to do it all alone. This was not for me, this is for whomever this may concern, please. I want to hear that. Have that known. Thank you so much, and so it is. All right. So, Sacred Earth Oracle for you guys. What a reading, hey? The energies right now are so dense too, though. It's like really tough through the mud kind of energies. I don't know if you guys are feeling those. But I feel the amp up for sure. It's not so pleasant. But we'll get through it together, hey? And I'll do my best to keep the readings coming. I just can't promise any regularity right now. Again, it's not because of you. I appreciate you guys so much. I just need to get my financial world in order. We need food on the table, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry about that, but that's the reason, alright? Not because I don't want to do it. I really, really, really want to do it. And I'm also kind of sad, very sad actually, that I'm being called away to do something else right now. For whatever reason that I don't know. Because I only see the higher picture maybe a year later. And part of me knows this, and the other part is still like, God damn it, are you serious? That's that kind of a thing, you know? And this is very relevant for your reading as well. And I'm not going to go deeper into it, or I'm going to start bawling right now. Oh my God, you have the Wild Woman. With the number 62 breaking down to 8. There's your abundance. That's within yourself, right? That's the heart activation that you got right there. It's really being, yes, strong female presence. Yes! That's exactly it. That's the female warrior, you know. She's the one that dances around the fire. It's not gender specific, you know. Males also have exactly, just like females have the male force within, you have the female force within too. It's the energies, right? So that's, you know, dancing around the fire, fully immersed in that, whatever you do, witchcraft, or, you know, spell casting, whatever it is for you, like herbs to heal people. It's all for the highest good. I mean, white witches, right? White wizards. Druids, whatever it is, tarot readers, my healers out there, it's all that. It's that feminine energy in full force back, much like the Aquarian age. And we do have an Aquarius full moon coming up on the 22nd of August, and Lionsgate kind of like is mingling with those energies is what I'm feeling. Ugh. And it's such a dread, man. But it brings out that wild woman, you know, that healed energy, that free energy. There's a lot of freedom in this card. Like I said, when you arrive there, there's so much freedom, and you know yourself so much better at that stage. There's also a sense of camaraderie. So soul tribe, again, could be romantic. You could be meeting your romantic partner if you haven't already. Other than that, it's just, you know, people that you immediately click with. You know you have history, like the card said, much in the past life realm, when you have the feeling we've met before. Like, there's no question, I know you. And this can be kind of eerie sometimes too, because you know them on a soul level, but then you have to get them to know them in this life. You know, who are they? Because you haven't seen what they've done in the meantime. So that's an interesting thing. But trust and believe that they're kind of like equally on the same path that you are. So you're right on track here. That's your message. Yes. So the ascension tree. Let me see what we have for you here too. What do we have for? Go within. Look at this beauty. Go within this. Like the other cards all have like outer stuff. See this? Or the ones that I've pulled so far. This one doesn't. This one is entirely you are your own universe. And this is you are your own anchor. And you know this. And there's such immense strength in this. This does not mean you're forgetting about the external world or you're disregarding it in any way. It just means you know yourself really well. You know your own anchor. You know how to find your peace again. My God, you've been through it. Like, your journey was not an easy one thus far. And there's a turning point right there up ahead. Like, keep fighting, please, okay? Keep pushing. Keep pushing here for sure. I know this isn't easy. Go within. Go within. Oh, this is so beautiful. These upper cards, the Wild Woman, Uluka Vahini, with her gorgeousness, and then the Go Within card. They're so harmonious, you know, healing that feminine side because she has been misused, abused, violated in all sorts of ways throughout the lifetimes. Incredible. And she, of course, in turn, when she turned toxic, of course, really damaged the male again, who then damaged her again. We had this before in other readings coming up. It's this whole freaking fucking cycle that we're trying to break here, like all together. All of us that are doing the inner work here, we're trying to break this, and we can only break it internally. We cannot point fingers. I know this is so hard to hear sometimes because we want to find someone, we want to blame someone, and that's happening on the outside. But the truth really is you cannot change that. Not right now. Who you can change, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, is yourself. This is what you have serenity over, power over. This is yourself. Okay, this is so important here to know. You cannot, if you fixate on the outside, that's not going to do you well at this current stage, okay, or ever possibly. But it's really a matter of going inside. This is going to be so beneficial to your path right now, okay? Go within and try to zone out what is happening on the outside. Find that joy inside again. That's really, really important. I can't stress this enough. Yeah. Okay, so angels and ancestors for you. Thanks. Oh no! My God. The wise one. Grow within your current situation. And look who we have here. Another owl and another wise woman here. This is incredible. This is, like I said, I've strongly felt like the female lineage here. And we have all wise women, like all through the whole thing. This is incredible. Dude, this is so beautiful. Wow. Wow. This has actually given me such hope because I feel like your ancestors are with you as well here. Absolutely. And they're giving you the support so you can become that wild woman or wild man. You know, that wildest expression of yourself. Wild and free. So the wise one. Where is she? Oh, this feels so, so good. Grow within your current situation. I really want to leave her there because the power that this is radiating is quite something. Knuckle down, be reliable and committed. Be open to wisdom and insights from your elders. The wise one represents the wisest aspects of the goddess, the crone. In paganism and modern Wicca, the crone is the fiercest, most psychic and most aware aspect of the goddess, because she has been through many of life's challenges and overcome many setbacks. On this card, the raven in her hands represents the capacity to overcome the darker times and be reborn again and again. So she helps you to tap into wisdom to overcome whatever life throws at you. Wisdom being the information stored in your soul rather than the knowledge acquired in this lifetime, and to learn from the experience of your elders. The wisdom of the wise one is based on something that the younger generation is often lacking: commitment and reliability. When this card appears, you are being guided to continue working on your growth and expansion within your current situation. Be committed to your tasks and projects. It can be very easy to get bored or overwhelmed, but persevere, continue. You are being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability, and that is not who you were born to be. So keep working on what you're working on, because it's going to be extremely beneficial for you in the long run. This is what I'm feeling like Saturnian energies with this, where this is like over a longer period of time, right? And how fitting for this reading. For 10, 20 years, you're working on something, and all of a sudden you have that release, that turnaround. But it's definitely not in the rounds of instant gratification. It isn't. But it then is, as it unfolds, extremely beneficial. Yeah, and not just for yourself, for everyone. Oh my God, what a hard path. Lord, please help us. Help pile one. This one almost wanted to come out, this one. This one, Spirit. Yeah. Ask for help is what I want to say with this, because it hardly came out. Ask your ancestors, your angels, your guides for help, please, okay? You will be granted the help almost immediately. Encouragement is what you have. Yeah. Your love is invaluable to the earth and those around you, even though you may not always see the positive effect your love has on others. Trust, for it does. Each time you offer love through a loving gesture, thought, or word, you plant a seed of love, and love always generates more love. Trust and continue your loving work. Oh my God, there you go. That's your answer. If that wasn't clear enough before, I hope this was. Even if you have to take a side gig or something, side job, continue what you're doing. It's going to be very, very beneficial. Do not give up, okay? I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow, pile one. If you want me to tap into your personal energies and read for you personally where your blocks are, how you can solve them, and so you can move on more easily, you can book a private reading with me. I'm also, of course, available for mentorships is what I meant. Okay, my friends, I really hope this was helpful and or insightful to you. I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow. Until next time, bye. Hi, pile two. Hello. If you've chosen, like this little man here, made by my little man, and the Isis Oracle by Elena Fairchild, then this is your reading. The question that was asked, of course, was, are you on the right path? So we're going to find out. The card that I drew for you is the Talisman of Potency. Yeah, charging sacred objects with powers. This is something that you may have been doing, also working with, you know, oracle cards, tarot cards, divination tools of any kind. And this is like your, like, permission slip almost, I want to say, that it's totally fine to use it. If you've never done it before, maybe this is a time to look more into it. I'm now also seeing, of course, I'm drawn to ancient Egypt right now, you know, to the pyramids, to the hieroglyphs, and, you know, the mathematics that are in the pyramids, like how they're structured. And this one is about language too, because what better universal language to use than the universal language of mathematics and measuring, you know. And I believe that's what they're about to do. They're about to bring in more mathematicians to decipher this. There could also be something with, you know, sacred numbers, universal numbers, 369, 963, 639, I believe it is, or 693, 639, like the heart chakra, crown chakra and the root chakra. They all have different vibrations that they you know, resonate with, and there could be something about vibrating, so you may have the skill to really facilitate healing with people like this and with yourself, of course. Let me read the Talisman of Potency for you, and then we'll draw more cards for you. Sacred tools and objects can become an extension of your energy field, focusing your power and intention, helping you heal the split between spirit and matter, and learning to bring physical matter more deeply into light and life. You are encouraged to work with sacred materials in a conscious way to help your own healing and enjoyment of the material world as a part of your spiritual practice. Your love for the physical world of matter is a gift to the earth too. This oracle is seeking to draw your awareness to your special ability to work with material objects to awaken spiritual light within them. The material world is filled with light, and your loving attention can help awaken the light from form. In the same way that someone seeing the best in you, knowing what you are truly capable of, can help you reach your dreams and become that self more fully, so too can holding an awareness that just like our bodies, the material world holds its own light and benefits from love, attention, and care. This is the loving art of integrating spirit into matter, and it is part of your spiritual potency and healing gift to be able to love the physical world as an element of your spiritual journey. In case you've been struggling with money matters, like, this is your card to do it with, because you're bringing, you know, something that's in the ethers down into objects. So this is a real helpful tool to do so. So if you have an object in your space that you have been thinking of cleansing, perhaps a crystal or piece of jewelry, this oracle encourages you to do so, using baths, salt, moonlight, or sound as you choose. Sound, remember? Remember that objects in the material world hold vibrations too. They do indeed. Cleansing with love and intention to dissipate negative energy is a way to care for the material world, helping awaken the light within it. If you have been considering building sacred jewelry or purchasing a crystal or other healing tool, you are encouraged to do so and to learn to work with it. The Oracle of Talisman of Potency supports you in honoring the physical world and its beauty in your life in this way. Yeah. I'm just debating with myself whether to actually post this online or not. I would say reach out to me if you want this incantation and the ritual cleansing and charging for your talisman. I really do not want to like put that out there like that, because these are to be used with caution and not everybody's supposed to do it. So just reach out to me and I'll send you the photos of this one. I'm not going to put them on Instagram. Okay. Okay, so we're starting. Also, pile 1 had this. Pile 1 was really, really on the heavy side, but dissolved so awesomely in the end. So I'm really curious how your reading, pile 2, is going to work out. We're going to use the Wildwood Tarot here for you. Thank you. King of Vessels with the eel. I'll show you in a second. Here we have a strong male force here. Thanks. Yes. Whoa. Yes. All of them. All right. We have to move and make a little room here for the Hermit, the hooded man. Okay. All right, my dears. What you have is the Knight of Vessels with the eel. Strong male connotation, even with that sword right there on the stone. Then you have the Pole Star, which is a major arcana, number 17, breaking down to an 8, success. Long journey though. 2 of Stones, challenge. Ace of Arrows, breath of life. I feel some of you are coming back to life, actually. And then we have the Hooded Man with the number 9. You are on the right path, is what I've just been told. Absolutely on the right path. But sometimes, I'm going to go back to that pole star here. It doesn't feel like it, right? It doesn't feel like it, because there are difficulties, and sometimes we don't see the path ahead at all. And sometimes, and I'm jumping back and forth, and this is interesting, this may be something that is happening to you too, or has happened, either in the realms of jumping timelines, jumping realities. You may have even not seen a person that other people saw, a troublemaker, for example, or someone that had like really bad vibes, and you just haven't seen them. Well, a whole group of friends or other people did see them, just because they're no longer part of your reality. Very interesting. Apart from that, you're just your own anchor. You know, you're following your own light. You're no longer, following anyone else's path or trail. And this may have, to some of you, may have been thinking about like going somewhere where you can be completely secluded, a wood cabin or a tiny house somewhere in the woods or in nature for sure. But somehow seclusive behavior is what I'm getting with this, and so you can really listen to spirit, what they have to say, because sometimes that voice can become awfully quiet, and sometimes this is also part of our process where spirit is asking us to, step up in our life to make the decisions ourselves, because sometimes we're so used to listening into the messages that we are receiving that we then almost forget that we make decisions as well. Now, these are different parts of the journey. That's the thing, right? So sometimes spirit, like this is trust and faith, you're trusting and nothing's happening without the input of spirit, really. And then comes a time where you're kind of like asked to step out of that and be like, okay, now you go. We taught you everything you need to know. Now off you go. Now off you go, charging your sacred objects, and doing with them as you please. There's a sense of free will and self-responsibility, because we can also then use it for the bad, right? Which is why I don't want to post it on Instagram so that anyone has access to that, because I don't believe that's the right thing to do. Although, if I were spirit, I could probably do that and just see whatever happens, right? But that could create havoc. And we don't want to do that. There's the sense of self-responsibility, like for yourself and for others. I'm getting strong Emperor vibes with this, although we don't have the card out yet. Because you've learned so much about yourself on this journey, your strength, like how resilient you really are. And again, challenges. There may have even been one specific person or several where you kind of were like getting in the clenches with them, really being triggered by them. But again, this kind of like, or naysayers in any way, right? but that really triggered you to try harder, to go one more time, to do this, because this is what you came here for. This is what you want to do. So there's a strong sense of, you know, someone triggered you in some shape or form here. So you really took off. You're just like, no more of this. This could also, for others of you, and this could be also for the same group, dissociation, you know, is what I'm getting with this. To some, this may have triggered you so hard that part of you may have left your body in the sense of really not being there anymore. This is in the sense of trauma, you know, dissociation, not being there, not feeling yourself anymore, because you're all the way up there. You're no longer, you know, root chakra, sacral chakra, you're no longer connected to the earth. You're lacking that grounding. This is in the sense of someone took your boundaries away and may have punished you for having boundaries at all, or for being happy, or yada, 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 anywhere along those terms, right? So you may have had to leave in order to, like, kind of get through, you know, either childhood or adolescence or whatever part in life this was for you. But the hooded man is very much grounded, and the 9 on the hooded man, that's like the completion of something, of a cycle, of a long journey here. Yeah, and you may have started that out as the Knight of Vessels, the eel. Swimming into uncharted waters, leaving that, you may have left home. Some of you may have left home as soon as you could, or as soon as you were ready to leave home. Leaving the pond and going towards uncharted waters is what I'm getting with this. And there's strong, like, that male influence you may have, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female or other, it's just that male energy, that need to grow up. Because you wanted to get away from that, you wanted something else, you were seeking something else, and you may have been lacking, you know, that female element. Maybe they've told you you couldn't be soft, either female or male, it doesn't matter, but really lacking that female element here, or not quite there. You may have had to suppress it, you know, taking good care of yourself, of your body, like really loving on yourself, being nurturing to yourself and others, although I can very much see you being nurturing to others, but just maybe not to yourself in the past, or still maybe some traits in there. This is about to change. With the Ace of Arrows, the breath of life, like something is breaking through. It's like, push. And it's like a fast movement. Like standing in your truth. And it has to do, you must have had a time, like, to yourself here. Or you're currently going through it. This is a general reading, so put yourself where you are in this timeline. Yeah. So we're going to go with the Shaman Oracle deck. Next, Sacred Shaman Oracle deck. Very earthy. So with the hooded man, again, in case I didn't speak out on this properly earlier, this is to me coming back to earth and really being connected to earth, like feeling that magnetism of Mother Earth, that nourishing that she has to offer once more. It's also security, like being your own security now, because for a lot of you, I feel you didn't have that when you grew up, so it's kind of a disconnection from your root chakra and your sacral chakra, right? Again, up to the higher realms, but the hooded man is coming back down, and he's very grounded as well. Yeah, ghost dance. Ghost dance. With the number 22 breaking down to a 4. Now the 4 is actually like, you know, the happy, and the base, the stability, the structure. Some things may not be as they seem to be, like, or may not have been like they actually are, like on this whole journey. And so with a challenge, now I'm getting the higher view that is coming in with this, where it may have been like kind of nebulous for you to walk through here, yet you still did it. Some of you may have suffered from depression, and dancing may have really helped you. If you haven't discovered that yet, I highly recommend dancing for any of these, because it's so empowering. Either if you're letting out your weak, but it's also for letting out your feminine side, you know, moving your hips, really getting your root chakra and your sacral chakra like moving, freeing those energies up. Yep. I can totally feel it. And then you move however you want to feel. If you want to move like fast and you know, like this, whatever, do it. If you want to move soft, then you move soft. You allow your body to express itself naturally, and hence in doing so, you're moving the energies. You're also, yeah, you're very much getting in touch with your female side. And with the person that triggered you, that was for a reason too. That comes back to the higher view. Now, I do not know what happened to you and who this person was, but we're strongly looking at it from a higher perspective, and you may have gained the higher perspective here too at some stage. Yeah. See, but sometimes when we have the higher perspective, that does not make the other stuff go away, the earthly stuff, right? Because it's still there. Sometimes we see it and we're like, oh yeah, and then for a week we're just like, oh yeah, I got it. And then, you know, the sadness comes back, the anger comes back, and we're just like, oh man, I thought I had it. But you do have it. You do have it. This is a gradual process. You know, healing is not linear. It sometimes goes like this, and then we take a deep dive, we come back up, and it's a spiraling kind of a thing. So you're gradually spiraling yourself up, 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 up. And every time when you're stronger, something else may be coming in that you weren't able to handle before. So, Queen of the Moon Oracle. What do we have for pile number 2 regarding whether they are on their path, although we already heard it basically that you are on your path. We have the 9 again, so the 9 is really significant. You have assessing. Look how she's looking from the higher point of view. Like, she's got it, you got it. You got the higher point of view. You do understand very much. This is also future oriented. This is connected to the breath of life. So it's like the moment you're standing in your truth here, and you really, this is why the loneliness sometimes and the lone times, the down times really are happening on those journeys, because you really come back to yourself, and then all of a sudden you start to see the higher point of things. You start to understand the journey that you've been on, why certain people were in your life, how you know, there are different beliefs out there. Mine is that you actually chose that you come here at this certain time with whomever your family was to learn a certain lesson, and sometimes that cannot be achieved in one lifetime. And I starting to get the feeling that we know this too when we come here, that this is a lesson so tough, for example, that it cannot be done in one lifetime, and we know this and we're accepting this. This does not mean, however, that we cannot be happy, and there's a strong distinction here between this. We can still find that happiness. Although we may have not been able to resolve all the trauma from one lifetime, it will be different in the next, you know what I mean? But again, I want to stress, even if you're not at that stage where you feel, I can't do this in this lifetime, be kind of like content and okay with what you have achieved so far. There's a strong message here too. And be okay with this. Don't look left or right. It doesn't matter where they are. It matters where you are. Like, you only know how far you've come. It doesn't matter what the others think of you, or where you believe they see you, because of course when you're going through trauma, life kind of like throws us back, because we may not be able to learn so quickly as other people. We may not be able to memorize stuff as well as other people. Yes, because that's what trauma does to us, or we are perceiving situations as dangerous that are actually not, and that holds us back. It requires a tremendous amount of energy to work through these things. So please do not compare yourself to other people and their lives, because your life is not theirs, and vice versa. So this is coming to a completion. This really makes me happy, because you've been through something here as well. Yes. So the Ascension Tree. Discover. Yeah, it's much like assessing with that card. It's even got the same colors. Look at this, and the same flares. Isn't that so interesting? It's like you are the tree now. Like, you have those strong roots. Exactly, that's what it is. It actually comes in between. I don't think I've ever done this, that I moved a card. It's like You somehow gained the ability to shift yourself to a different place in a timeline. And this is quite something to do, because that means a complete mindset shift, a complete rediscovering of who you are without that story, without that past. That's what I was trying to tell you. Even though you may not be able to work through all of it, you worked through that part that you were supposed to work through, or that was possible for you, and then you move on to something else in that lifetime, and then in another lifetime it may come up again. This is much bigger than just this here, or just small, from seconds to minutes to hours to days to month and so forth. Being shown the Fibonacci spiral, it's exponential, you see. It's throughout lifetimes, it's throughout universes. Like, this is it's like what they're saying is with the butterfly, you know, a butterfly flaps its wings and somewhere else it starts a hurricane, you know what I mean? Because it's exponential. That's what that is. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think I've ever done this, like put a card where another one was. Because you're really discovering like how beautiful you really are. Like, this couldn't, and this is so clear because you have that nebulous kind of a card over here, and then you have the complete clarity of the night. You know, when you, oh my God, yes, when you all of a sudden look up in the night sky and the stars are so incredibly bright and the air is so fresh. Like, that's an exciting and amazing feeling to have, right? And an amazing perspective to have. Yeah, so that's incredible. And that's what this feels like. All of a sudden you have the overview. You're no longer down there, much like when you're climbing a mountain or that's high enough and and it's nebulous, and all of a sudden you're climbing higher and higher, and then you're above the clouds and there's just the sunshine, or just, you know, the clarity of the night, the stars, and it's so clear. There's huge clarity coming your way, huge clarity about your own path in general. Yes, you're right on track. Yes, you're right on track. That's the discovery process that took place when in hermit mode. Okay. Okay. We're gonna draw from the angels and ancestors. I can't really see the time. It's a bit shorter than the other one, but that's all right. Like, we're bringing through what wants to be brought through. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Broken arrow. Embrace the energies of peace. Now, this is incredible. I'm going to put it right there. Like, that time is over where you had to protect yourself from others. There's no more. There's this huge shift that is happening. So hang on. Broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Let go of the need to defend yourself and prepare to offer peace. You are safe. Just as the arrow card symbolizes defense and protection, the broken arrow card symbolizes peace. In Native American traditions, a broken arrow would mean that tribes, we're no longer fighting one another, but we're making alliances. When you see a broken arrow in a meditation, vision, dream, or reading, it is a message that you no longer need to fight because peace has arrived. Beautiful. This is a powerful symbol of harmony, serenity, and community. If you have been exposed to a situation in which you have felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, know that this is now coming to an end. With the arrival of the broken arrow card, you are being guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away all darkness. You can drop your shields and protection. You are now in a situation that will honor you and honor your needs. Arguments are ending and disagreements are being resolved. Prepare to talk things through and offer the peace that you would like to enjoy. In order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by this situation or by the people involved. Exactly, that's the higher view, and that's the challenge and the, fighting with others here. There's the higher sense that comes to you. Exactly. in order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by this situation or the people involved, because this will only work against you. Know that your angelic guides and ancestors are standing around you, protecting you, and taking you lovingly forward. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One last guardian angel card for you guys. Let me just see if there's another one. No. Okay. Positive change. Yes. Yes, guys. Dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Exactly. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime. Oh my God, you know the bigger picture of it all. Yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. Oh my God, and there's also something in becoming comfortable and okay with, you know, you left something for future generations regardless. If you see your seeds blossom in your lifetime, or whether you will experience it in another without even knowing you have done it, you know what I mean? It's in that sense. Oof. And that's kind of like what I'm feeling, like a sense of true selflessness, but not in the sense where you are giving yourself up. There's true self-respect for yourself in the sense of that you no longer need the praise from the outside or whatever from the outside, because you've all got it inside. You had it inside all along. Wow, there's this true teacher theme that's coming up. A lot of you may indeed be teaching this one day, or are already teaching this, you know, your own healing journey. And this is the positive change, you know, going to the youth and or if you have children, or you know, putting yourself out there in some form or way. I'm thinking of a specific person, and I'm going to let you know too. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay, guys. Again, if you would like more specifics on your situation, I'm available for private readings. So we can have a look into what is blocking you right now, how you can solve these blockages. I also feel you physically, so if there are any physical ailments and they're important, Spirit will show them to me physically, so that I can let you know and what you can do about them. Yep, that's it. I also offer mentorship, of course, if you're interested, and the one-on-one coaching calls. If you're confused about which is which, just reach out and I'll be happy to explain that to you. Don't forget there are links for merchandises down below. If you need a new journal, Redbubble would be the place to go, or stickers. How you can support the channel if you so wish, or you can make a donation, which are greatly appreciated. They're not expected, I just want to make that clear. But of course, always appreciated. Alright, that's that. I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow, my friends. Until next time, bye. Hi guys, if you have chosen pile number 3, the Pink Panda and the Lightworker Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild, then this is your reading. The card I drew for you is the 4th ray of harmony. It's such a gorgeous card. It's one of initiation. You can see his heart is opening, like his mind is opening, third eye, crown. They're all lit up. And he's like all encompassing. There's something about numbers and letters and runes and like hieroglyphs and something like that. You've been here for a long, long time. Like you were able to write these and understand these at some point in your life. The runes or any other forms of, you know, letters and numbers and whatever it is, hieroglyphs, they may be coming back into your life right now, or may have come back, and if not, they will shortly enter. So this is a sign to kind of look out for and to, yeah, sorry, to integrate, because this is past life stuff. And once you get into it, it will quickly come back to you. It's in the sense of a recognition. It's like, oh yeah, I remember. It'll be quicker. much in the sense of I shouldn't be where I am right now with the impact, with the effort that I've put into this topic. So yeah. Okay, let me read that one to you. The fourth ray of harmony comes to you now with the qualities of beauty, harmony, and balance. It empowers you to complete a spiritual initiation. Any conflict you experience now serves your divine purpose. It will eventually become the fuel you need to be born anew. Something negative will be transformed into something positive. Archangel Gabriel helps you to receive the blessing of the fourth ray of harmony now. When the fourth ray of harmony is active in your life, you are approaching spiritual initiation, which creates a whole new person, a new you. Initiation may begin with feeling torn between two choices or realities. You may wonder if you have what it takes to get through this. You do. As you discover your strength to be patient with the process rather than trying to force an outcome prematurely, eventually you will outgrow the conflict altogether, emerging as a wiser, more powerful you. You will have gained a positive outcome from what you once considered to be a negative situation. When the fourth ray of harmony becomes stronger in your soul, avoid becoming scattered, out of balance, or swinging from one extreme to the other in thoughts, actions, and emotions. You will need to keep grounding yourself and being moderate rather than all or nothing in your life choices. This will create your successful outcome more swiftly than trying to force something to happen immediately. The challenge and the gift of the fourth ray of harmony is the increased sensitivity to beauty it engenders. Music takes a whole new emotional depth. The beauty or chaos in your environment and even the colors you wear has more impact on you than usual. You can use this increased sensitivity to your advantage by choosing art, music, colors, and so on that feel good for you. The mainstream is still operating in a fear-based energy. With increased sensitivity, you can at times be more affected by this. Oh yeah, unfortunately. But there are ways like to bypass this in the future, to learn to how to, this is theirs, this is yours kind of a thing, to establish, first of all, strong energetic boundaries, but also, staying in your sovereignty most of the time. If you are experiencing increased negativity, depression, doubt, fear, or emotional instability, this is likely why. You can overcome this without shutting down. When you sense it happening, respond with a loving discipline. You might meditate, journal, dance, create art, listen to music, exercise, have a bath, or spend time in nature to bring yourself back to balance. This ray has a special connection to the arts and guides you to create. You are encouraged to trust your own creativity, to enjoy it and use it to help heal yourself and perhaps others too. When Archangel Gabriel enters your life, there will be an emphasis on the use of sound for healing and balance. So the words you use, affirmations for example, and the invocations in this deck will be very powerful. So will music. You may use sound to help balance and restore your energy. You'll know when it has worked because you will feel happier and find life simpler. You may not immediately solve an issue, but start doing what you need to take care of yourself, knowing resolution is on its way. And I'm going to attach the invocation here for you on Instagram if you're interested. The link down below at universalpowertarot. And then you can do the invocation and the healing process with this as well. Interesting. It's so interesting. The Wildwood Tarot wanted to come in with all three readings, matter of fact. Here we go. Let's go. What do you have for us, please? Thank you. Pile 3. What do they need to know? Thank you. Pile 3. And you are on your path. All 3 so far, we're on their path. We're all on our path. Although we sometimes don't see it that we are. Oh, that's good. Okay, it's 3 for you. That's interesting. So let me see. One I see, the other ones I don't see. Again, the same topic. There's so much going through the collective apparently right now where people are doubting their path. People don't know where to turn, where to go. because we can't see. Yep, Seven of Bows, clearance. So this is like establishing what suits you and what doesn't any longer. Yeah, and making your own tools regarding this, like perfecting your craft is what I'm getting with this as well. Like finding out what is really yours, what lights you up, much like with the runes, with the signs, with the, you know, I keep wanting to say mathematics, but I'd rather mean like hieroglyphs, ancient languages, whatever this is. Like find out what's yours, what really lights you up, and clear out the rest because it no longer serves. Yeah, wow, Four of Bows, it's the ones. So lots of passion, celebration, exactly. That's amazing. That's in the realms of, you know, meeting soul tribe. And you may have had to go alone for a while, see this, and practicing and sorting out what is yours, what do you really like, only then to come together with all the bow people, you know, you're making your own, and then you come together with the other ones that also made their own bows, and in a very special way, so they all hold different healing abilities. I'm strongly getting a sense of healers, that you'll be coming together with other healers here too, that have healed themselves to a great extent, hence you're coming together vibrationally, whereas you may have not been a match before. Now you all of a sudden are that match to that relationship, to that friendship, to whatever it is. It's really quite beautiful. There's, you know, so much abundance, so much happiness in this card, so much freedom. Like, yes, we understand each other without even talking, you know what I mean? Oh, wow. Seven of Vessels, morning, the first pile number one had this card, so there may be something in there, but that was heavy, I'm telling you right now. This one doesn't feel so heavy, it feels very light. Yeah, but there could be, you know, despite of all the happiness, there could still be mourning going on, or something that needs to be, because the heart, when the heart's opening, then there could, you know, emotions could be coming up in the term of this. And you may have gone through a lot of mourning in the past. Again, like I said, there's huge healing, and I kind of feel like it is reversed. But they don't want me to put the cards any other way. It's fine like that, because usually we read from past to future. But here it's like the past is kind of in the future, and the present is still kind of like the present, and then the future is kind of like in the past. So it's reversed, a reversed process here. Going through something first. And some of you may have the ability to actually go through time and space and heal the past in such a way, and you can do so in meditation. You know, you can send out those energies, and this can be quite strong throughout your ancestral lines. I created this meditation in co-creation with Spirit that came through as a channeling. The ritual morning meditation, if you're interested, a lot of people are doing it already over on Universal Power Meditations. I'll link it down below again if you're interested, because that's what we do there as well as part of the practice. That's it, yep, okay. Yeah, I'm feeling drawn to the Queen of the Moon Oracle. You may be really thinking before you speak or something, or that may have developed. Like that everything you say may be very on point. Although it may take you sometimes a bit longer to get it out. This could be very specific. But that's fine. You know, I'm thinking about Eckhart Tolle. You know, he sometimes talks very slowly, but then he's very on point. It's almost like he's not wasting a word. That's what I'm getting here with this. And people are listening. They actually pay more attention to him for it. You stop scrolling when you see him, because he demands isn't the right word. It just happens to be so magnetic because it is different, because he's so present, that automatically makes you somehow present as well. It's like, what's happening? You really want to listen so you don't miss a thing when he finally starts to talk. That's kind of like the energy I'm getting here. Creation, number 39, breaking down to a 12. breaking down to a 3. So the healer's number, the 3 is the healer's number to me. It's funny because it's right in line with the morning, and I'm getting that sense of, again, we're kind of rolling it up backwards. A full moon is depicted here, so there's going to be a full moon in Aquarius on the 22nd of August, and Lionsgate is still, I mean, it's fading out, but it's still kind of active. So these are kind of like merging together, and it's kind of denser energies, I feel, with this. And when it was really light with the creation card, somehow the heaviness comes in. So maybe you haven't been really able to bring your creations down to earth, and hence have been wondering, is this really my path? And the answer is yes. Just keep doing what you're doing. Sometimes you don't see the divine plan. That's what I get with this. Sometimes you don't see the divine plan and you still want to keep walking. Sometimes you walk alone. Sometimes you mourn, and sometimes you celebrate. Yeah, there's a time for all of this. It's almost like a reminder here that even though there may be hard times, there's time to celebrate as well, and also to celebrate your victories, to really take the time too, because you know, this has to do with thinking patterns. When you're, you know, when you're really down in the ditch and you're just like feeling it, and it doesn't feel good and everything, you're fully feeling it. You're never thinking about, oh, it's going to get better at that stage, or you're just like, yes, I'm so excited, it's going to get better. We hardly ever do that. But the other way around, when it's really, really good, sometimes our thoughts just creep in and they're just like, yeah, but it's going to get worse again. You know what I mean? So it's really, really tricky and really kind of effed up that way, that when we're happy, we're almost suspicious, or when things go really well, we're almost suspicious. But when we're down, we're never like really be like, oh no, it's going to get better soon as well. You know what I mean? So there's something in there to be mindful of your thoughts and perceptions. Yeah. We're going to continue with the Work Your Light Oracle. Okay. Pink Panther matches perfectly the 4th ray of harmony here. Here we go. There it is already. Oh my God. Oh my God. Trust your path is your card. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Oh my God, this is an excellent question. We're staying with those, you know, with those kind of pastel colors. Very interesting. Like, I'm getting this prism kind of a vibe from this. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? That's interesting. And when we're talking financial, although this doesn't have to be financial, what would you do if that weren't an issue? If Spirit would have you? If you always would be taken care of, no matter what? Okay, let me read that to you. Trust your path. Where are you? No. Jesus. Where are you? This doesn't have any numbers. That's why it's kind of hard to find. Here. 54. They're still really cool cards. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? The universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and take one step after another. If you do this, you can't go wrong. The universe is conspiring. Don't waver or doubt. Use your heart as a compass and put one foot in front of the other. If you follow the invisible trail of what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. Most people don't follow the highest call of their soul because they're waiting to see the end destination before they take the first step. That's my experience, not really how this works. If you take, I wish it were, if you take one baby step each day, within a year you will have taken 365 steps in your dedicated direction. If you want to write a book, write a page every day. This is a good advice. If you want to change careers, do one thing every day in dedication to that. Before you know it, in just a year from now, you will turn back and look in awe at how far you have journeyed. Keep moving and open yourself up to a whole new world of support and receiving. Things are not going to work out the way you are planning, but if you have a little faith and keep showing up, They will work out even better than you could have possibly imagined. Don't micromanage the universe. Trust your path and let your soul lead the way. It's easier said than done, I totally know. If you knew you would be supported no matter what would you do? Same question is asked here again. Yeah, it's especially when you're having like control issues. The spiritual path is kind of like you need to let go of control, you need to surrender, because things are happening for you. Clearly here there's an opening that is already there. Like in the card I can see a person going in a certain direction towards the mountains because they think they have to go towards the mountains for some reason, but if they, for example, sat in meditation to really align with themselves, they would know that there's an actual portal over there that would bring them to where they really actually need to go, like their soul path. So it's right over there, but you seem to be walking this way or may have in the past, and this is it though. But again, you're on the right path. This is what they're saying. Trust your path. Like trust that. Trust what you feel about this. Okay. So the Sacred Shaman Oracle. What else do we have for pile 3, please? With regards to their path, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you have the Sweat Lodge. Wow. And again, we have it over here. This is so curious. Like we're placing things on the other side. It's like, you know how some people are born? This is very random with organs in another place. Like it's kind of like, it's on the other side where most people have it. I'm getting kind of that vibe. It's reversed. Something's reversed here. And it's going from heavy, but from the other side, from the future position of heavy to the light, more light. So you may have been doing a lot of shadow work here again, or may currently do it in order to lighten the perspective you have of your past. And that can actually happen. Like when that clicks into place, all of a sudden the past loses its grip on you. And that's how everything lightens. Like your whole life lightens. It's very much, that's in the realm of suffering, you know. An event happens. We had this in another reading. Off this pile. So if you've been drawn to another pile here of this reading, you may go to that one as well, of course, and it may just be that reading. Yeah, how it loses its grip on you, and then it's gone from an event that just happened to just being that, and no longer being something that is holding you tight, that is heavy on you. And the sweat lodge is, if you're going there with the intention to really let this go, you shall receive the help that you need. Follow your heart. Again, number 54 breaking down to a 9. So the completion of a cycle. This one knows their shadow too. This one, like you know your shadow too. And you're getting to know it more and more. It's almost like the intention of going in there and cleansing yourself, going through this whole process of clarifying, purifying, and, you know, I almost want to say sacrificing, is to get in touch more with yourself, with your shadow, with the aspects of yourself that previously maybe were shamed by others and ultimately shamed by yourself, forbidden parts of yourself. You're not allowed to be that. You're not allowed to act like that. And you're claiming those back, saying, but I am. I am very much allowed. Okay. We're using the Good Tarot. Let Baron read. This is how it resolves. Yes, this is how it resolves. Interesting. Now we're getting really colorful. This is interesting. So you have the Page of Earth. You have the 5 of Earth. And you have the 3 of Fire. Now we're getting colorful. Now it's in the right way. It's interesting. When before it was reversed, all of a sudden with that Sweat Lodge entry, it's almost like a second chance. now we're doing it the right way for some reason. Although not to say that the way you've been doing it was the wrong way. It was just kind of reversed. Interesting. A reversed kind of a process. Maybe also the way you grew up. Maybe you had to be the adult or something, and now you're learning how to be the child again, if that makes any sense. So that's healing. And by being the child now, you're kind of already, healing the past, but this very much affects your present and your future too. So that's what I'm feeling here with the Page of Earth. It's very much childlike, very much like the inner child. You're now letting it out. You're getting in touch with your inner child with that, and that's where the celebration strongly comes in. It's like, yes, I don't care anymore if anyone sees me dancing naked around the fire. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm owning my stuff. And that may catapult you so far forward that, because maybe in the past you may have felt like you were kind of behind when it comes to, life development or where you are in your life because of what had happened. And with that, it's like catapulting you forward. Like, you're so far ahead of your peers here, is what I can see. So, or you may already be there, and hence you may have lost a lot of people on the way because you grew so fast over such a short period of time. You healed so fast over such a short period of time all of a sudden. And then the soul tribe comes in now. So either they're here already or they're coming in for you, okay? With the Five of Earth, there's such serenity there, such connection to Mother Earth here. Connection to the fairy realm as well, to the devas. You may feel a special bond with the birds, like with our winged friends. Very connected, yeah. Allowing the earth to nurture you, to really receive. And then the Three of Fire. Like, you set your course. You already set your course. That's the thing. That's with a trust your path. This is like she has made a decision. So there must have been a decision point in your life or is coming up. And then you make that decision and then you set your course. You're not wavering from one side to the other, but you really make that decision. And you make that decision not out of fear and not from a place of mourning or whatever, but from a place of alignment. Where do you really want to go? That's the question here. Where do you really want to go? Do you want to move towards the mountains, which is not wrong either, right? But your soul path would actually lead you to over here. Like, this is kind of tough to say because I'm just like, forget about financial stuff when I'm in financial pressures right now myself. So much so that I probably have to pause the channel or like reduce my activity with the channel because I'm forced to. I really don't want to, but somehow I now have to take this route, which really sucks because like I love this work. I love spending my time with you guys. I love bringing you these messages, and I do not know like where this is taking me right now. I have no idea. And like my heart is telling me to stay with it. Like I'm fighting. But I've been fighting for months for this, right? But now I'm at a point where I just have to be like, okay, I mean, there's no denying it. My bank account is empty, so I have to do something. I can no longer sit there and pretend that's not what's happening. But I bet there's a higher sense in that as well. I hope so. I sure freaking hope so. So anyways, this is you really being set on a goal. Like you made that decision and you're going a certain direction, but from a place of alignment. Yeah. Okay. What's the time? Yeah. And now the angels and ancestors. What else do we have for pile 3, please? For pile 3, please. All right. Speak to us, please. Thank you. Pile 2 had something like that. Something like that. The peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been fighting with spirit. I'm like, no, I'm right. I know when I don't really know. Because they're guiding me. Like, they know. They have the higher view. I just don't. That doesn't mean, like that my human self is not upset about this, or, you know, tired and disappointed and sad and angry and all these things, right? And that's allowed, very much allowed. Peacekeeper. Here. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace and happiness over the need to be right. Rather than trying to prove a point, save your energy for what's important. The Peacekeeper is a wise Native American woman who has been influenced by White Buffalo Woman. She holds a peace pipe, which is emblematic of surrendering the need to fight and offering harmony instead. She's a soul who knows what it's like to feel under threat and to stand up for what she believes in and to be right. Her medicine helps you to take the higher road in every situation, even if you're under pressure to make a quick decision. Aha, here we go, the decision. It is a reminder that within your hands lies the power to make the right choice for all involved. You may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation. There's a warrior within you that wants to rise up, prove your point, and get the truth across. But you're being reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you'll be fighting a losing battle. There's much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you toward the healing of the whole situation, along with any wounds it may have inflicted on you. Choose peace. You know it's calling you. Yep. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see. Oops. Come on. Okay. Guardian angel cards, shall we? What do we have for pile 3, please? What do we have for my lovely pile 3? Interesting, this happened again where I had to shuffle again. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually the first shuffle does it. So try again. Try again. I was just going to say, don't leave me hanging this time, Spirit. See, I have an attitude with Spirit. Like, not just, man, like the energies too, they're so fiery, I find. Like, this is, I'm constantly so freaking hot recently. It's insane. And I'm just like, so, I really have to watch my anger so it doesn't, you know, blow up somewhere I don't want it to blow up. Although I'm not really, well, I'm kind of angry at some things, but it's, you know, it seems to be heightened for some reason. So maybe you're feeling kind of like in those realms as well. Oh my God, yeah, compassion. And that's what it is too. It's just anger is often, you know, disguised, or the underlying feeling when it comes to anger is like being sad about something. You're sad about something. Compassion, dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender the self-criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. Yep, that's right. Okay, perfect. Where do I put it? Right there. Okay, I really hope this reading was helpful and or insightful to you, my friends. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know, like this happened for the 3rd time where I'm just like in my sentence, getting lost in my thoughts and am not just really present right now. So maybe this is happening to you as well. Really weird. I was going to mention that if you would like to have a closer look at your personal blockages and how you can resolve them, possible physical ailments, getting in touch with your ancestors, possibly. I don't have any say in that. They just come in when it's right for you, when you need it at that time. And if you would like to know how you can resolve those blockages, reach out to me for a private reading. I also offer mentorship and higher guidance coaching calls where my guides are actually present and we're working on your current situation, whatever it is that you want to work on, either business or private. Yep, that's it. All right. Really hope this was helpful. Sending much love, light, and shadow to you. See you next time. Bye.